secrets explode. The court devours the careless. Step in. Wonderland Unlocked, Series 11. The Royal Court. Only the ruthless survive.
There's a kind of chaos that exists quietly, almost invisibly, in workplaces and organizations. It doesn't show up as dramatic conflicts or outright rebellion. Instead, it hides in the very thing we rely on most: words. Emails that confuse more than clarify, instructions that change depending on who delivers them, policies that exist in theory but never reach the people who need them. This is the essence of communication breakdown, a subtle, insidious dysfunction that can dismantle trust, productivity, and morale without anyone ever realizing exactly why. In these systems, people are constantly left guessing, did I understand that correctly? Am I missing something? Is this what they meant? And over time, those questions accumulate, eroding confidence and creating stress that feels inescapable. At first, communication breakdown may appear trivial. A poorly worded email, a meeting where half of the information is missing, a manager who assumes everyone already knows the why behind a task. Individually, these incidents might be harmless, but in aggregate, they form a pattern where employees are constantly left to interpret, fill gaps, and make assumptions, often under pressure and with consequences for getting it wrong. It's a slow creep of misunderstanding, the way that incomplete or misleading communication can make competent, intelligent people feel incompetent, and teams feel like they're constantly spinning wheels. Miscommunication begins in the smallest, most mundane ways. It might start with leadership failing to communicate a policy change clearly, with emails that are ambiguous or vague, leaving each recipient to interpret it differently. It might be coworkers passing down information inaccurately, or filters being applied at each level of hierarchy until the final message barely resembles the original intent. In these moments, it's easy to blame the individual actors. They didn't explain it right. But often, the system encourages or even rewards this chaos. A lack of standardized communication, insufficient channels for clarification, and uneven expectations creates a culture where information is both a resource and a weapon. People begin to hoard clarity, assuming its power, while those without information struggle to keep pace. The result is stress, mistakes, and a persuasive sense of distrust. Now let's step into the emotional experience of this culture. Imagine arriving to work every morning knowing that the instructions you received yesterday could be changed without warning. Every decision carries the risk of misinterpretation. Every email could be taken the wrong way. Every meeting could leave you more confused than when you walk in. Over time, this constant uncertainty triggers stress responses in the body. The nervous system becomes hypervigilant. Anxiety rises. People second-guess themselves in ways that affect performance and creativity. They may avoid talking initiative, fearful that any misstep could be used against them. The psychological cost is high: isolation, burnout, diminished confidence, and sometimes even physical symptoms like fatigue or headaches. In environments where communication is inconsistent or misleading, the ability to read between the lines becomes essential. Employees must pay attention to not only what is said, but what is not said. Tone, phrasing, timing, and context all carry unspoken meaning. A request that seems insidious may actually be a test of loyalty. A vague directive might signal shifting priorities. Colleagues may speak in coded language or euphemisms to avoid confrontation or reprisal. This constant decoding of intention and subtext is exhausting. People become detectives, deciphering hidden meanings in a workplace where clarity should be assumed, not interrogated. One critical skill for surviving in these cultures is verification. When instructions or expectations are unclear, verifying your understanding is not optional. It's a survival tool. And this can mean summarizing instructions in writing, asking clarifying questions, or confirming deadlines explicitly. Verification protects you from misunderstandings that could damage your reputation or result in misaligned work. In addition, it builds a personal record of intent versus outcome, which can be invaluable if disputes arise later. While some may perceive constant clarification as weakness, in truth, it is an act of strategic self-protection and professionalism. Beyond verification, proactive clarification is essential. Anticipate where confusion might occur and address it before it becomes a problem. Share meeting summaries, confirm project deliverables in writing, or check in regularly with stakeholders. Transparency is key. When everyone has access to the same information, assumptions diminish and trust can be maintained. In organizations with systematic communication issues, proactive clarification doesn't just protect you, it stabilizes the team. Over time, these small acts of clarity can create islands of reliability within a sea of uncertainty, giving employees a measure of control in otherwise chaotic systems. Understanding the pattern of communication breakdowns can prevent repeated mistakes. Ask yourself, are your instructions routinely ambiguous? Do messages change without notice? Are critical details left out or hidden in attachments? Are different departments operating with conflicting information? Recognizing these patterns allow employees to adapt strategically. Instead of reacting emotionally to every misstep, they can anticipate where the confusion will likely occur and plan accordingly. Awareness of these patterns is empowering. It transforms passive frustration into informed action. Leaders can set the tone for communication. When leadership fails to model clarity, consistency, and follow-through, breakdowns multiply. Leaders who assume understanding, neglect feedback, or dismiss questions unintentionally foster a culture of ambiguity. On the other hand, leaders who provide explicit instructions, invite clarification, and prioritize transparency can mitigate the stress of communication gaps. Effective leadership doesn't just direct, it ensures that information flows accurately, clearly, and predictably. Employees thrive when they know what is expected and when they can trust the messages they receive. Even with verification and proactive clarification, misunderstandings will inevitably occur. The key is early mitigation. Address confusion immediately, without letting it fester. Keep a record of communications to protect contact if a dispute arises. Approach conversations with calm, neutral language, focusing on facts rather than assuming blame. By intervening early, employees prevent small misalignments from snowballing into conflict, protect workplace relationships, and maintain trust within the team. Navigating a communication-challenged culture requires deliberate strategies to keep thorough documentation of tasks, deadlines, and contributions. Build networks of trust among colleagues who can provide clarification and feedback. Establish personal routines for managing information, including checklists and meeting summaries. Cultivate patience, empathy, and perspective, recognizing that the breakdown is systematic, not personal. And above all, protect your mental health by separating what you can control, your own clarity and behavior, from what you cannot, the systemic dysfunction. Before we wrap up, reflect on your current environment. How often do you feel unsure of instructions or expectations? How frequently do you need to clarify what you thought was clear? This reflection isn't about assigning blame, it's about awareness. Communication breakdown is rarely a failure of individual employees. It's a reflection of organizational culture. By understanding its mechanisms and applying strategies like verification, proactive clarification, and documentation, you can navigate the system with confidence, reduce stress, and preserve both your professional integrity and emotional well-being. This is Wonderland Unlocked. This is the Royal Court. Even when communication fails around you, clarity and strategy are within your control. Recognize the patterns, protect yourself, and act intentionally. Until next time.